26 Most Bizarre Statues. Number 26. The Baby Fighter, Oslo, Norway. Dang those feisty babies always trying to start fights. They may not seem too dangerous, but when they attack in a group, they can get quite deadly. Unfortunately, this man didn't survive the surprise assault, and a statue was built in his honor and to the hundreds of Norwegians who suffered the same incident. Number 25. The Woman-Sucking Deer. If you take a trip to Fengdu, China, you'll probably come across this bizarre statue of a deer licking the nipple of a shirtless woman. Whether this is art or just some strange Chinese tradition, it makes our list with ease. Number 24. Romulus and Remus. Speaking of teat suckling, did you know the founders of Rome were supposedly raised by wolves? In this story of Romulus and Remus, a female wolf nursed the children until they were big enough to become the rulers of an ancient kingdom. This still makes for a bizarre statue, especially if you don't know the story behind it. Number 23. The Mannequin Piece. Our 23 in this list depicts a child going number 1 in a fountain found in Brussels, Belgium. Artwork in Europe is always a tad bit more bizarre, and the tourists find the statue to be quite amusing. Number 22. Giant Hand of the Desert. In Chile's Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, features a hand in the middle of nowhere. This was built in the early 1980s, and apparently hands rising from the desert was an actual obsession from the sculptor. Luckily, it's not a giant zombie that was buried and is coming back to life. Number 21. The Handstand Planter. If you think you're good at yoga, take a look at this statue in Java, Indonesia. This is probably a pose you don't want to try if you're just a beginner. Number 20. Troll Under the Bridge, Seattle, Washington. Have you ever wondered what kind of creatures might actually exist under a bridge? It's not always drug addicts or the singer from Red Hot Chili Peppers. This guy here, named the Fremont Troll, was built with the goal of adding artwork to the city locations where criminals lurk. Number 19. The Child Eater, Bern, Switzerland. Someone here has found a cure of kids acting out of control. If your kid won't shut up, just eat it. This was actually built in the 16th century and portrays an ogre eating children. There are a few speculations of what it's supposed to mean. Some say it's a folklore of what happens to kids who misbehave during the Christmas season. Still better than getting coal, in my opinion. Number 18. La Pouce France. After seeing this clip, you guys should give a thumbs up. Could you guess what La Pouce means in French? If you guessed thumb, good job. This 40-foot statue in Paris was built in 1965, and the meaning behind it is unknown. Number 17. The Pot, Philippines. Whoever designed this statue of the Philippines has some serious issues. This country isn't too well known for art, but hey, at least they're trying. I wonder if this is how they go to the bathroom over there. Number 16. Ronald McCapitated. I'm not sure about you, but I just lost my appetite. I understand that not every country likes McDonald's, but I think they went a little too far on this one. This statue in Italy must scare the living bejesus out of little children. I'm not loving it. Number 15. Spider Camel. I'd sure like to get my picture with that camel. We've all heard of Spider-Man, but in Abu Dhabi, they prefer Spider Camel. Spider Camel does whatever a spider camel does. When he spits, a long web comes out his mouth. 14. The Crocodile Ride. In Mountain View, California, outside a rail station, kids can hop on the back and get a ride with a crocodile. Locally, it's known as tick-tock the croc after the movie Peter Pan. This might not be a great activity for your kids unless you're looking for a new method of birth control. 13. Walking to the Sky, Pennsylvania. The sky is the limit for this statue. This is a 100-foot statue soaring over the sky at a 75-degree angle. This statue was inspired by the father of the designer. He said his father told him to travel to the sky and talk to a giant who told him what needed to be done when he came back to Earth. Number 12. Wang Park, South Korea. Are those soldiers wearing helmets? Oh wait, no, that's something else. These statues were basically built to make North Korea angry with the amount of freedom they have in the South. So there's quite a few weird things on this side of the border. Number 11. Anti-capitalist croc in New York. Ever hear the rumor of crocodiles living in the sewers of New York? Did you ever know they were anti-capitalist? This statue here depicts a feisty Sheila biting into a guy with a money bag for a head. I think this is just a friendly reminder that you shouldn't work too much and you should be more concerned about getting eaten alive. Number 10. The Space Cow. We've sent dogs to outer space, chimps, and of course people, but now finally a cow. This crazy space cow is found floating over the streets of Stockholm, Sweden. Hopefully he makes a safe landing on his way back to Earth. Number 9. The Turd Monument. Talk about a crappy statue. This one here is found in Ponta Grossa, Brazil. There's also a crappy fountain located below. I understand modern art can be a little bit mind-boggling, but this takes to the list without a doubt. Luckily, the citizens of Brazil made up their minds to have it demolished in 2009. Number 8. The Kafka Museum entrance. What better way to be greeted to a museum of one of the most influential influential writers in the 20th century. Two men urinating into a pool the shape of a Czech Republic is a great way to show patriotism, right? Number 7. The WURSA statue, France. According to Daniel Furman's calculation, it would take an elephant to go up to 11,000 miles 160 from Earth's surface to be able to balance on its trunk. This would definitely be an interesting circus act. The statue here in France gives us a pretty realistic idea of what it would be like. Number 6. Faceless crawling babies. If the title doesn't sound frightening enough, wait until you see these statues here in Prague. In a Czech park, you'll see from time to time these little babies crawling around, but these are made of bronze and aren't human. The face is quite cute though, isn't it? Number 5. Point Pleasant Mothman. If babies weren't scary enough, take a look at this Mothman, rumored to be mysteriously flying around in West Virginia. This Mothman was rumored to live in a TNT factory near town and would fly around at night. This 12-foot tall statue matches the accounts told by locals. Number 4. The Chicago Eyeball. Big Brother is always watching. So is this massive eyeball in Chicago. This thing doesn't even blink. The creepier thing about this is that it never stays in one spot. For the moment it's in Chicago, tomorrow it could be outside your bedroom window. Number 3. Laughing at you. No one likes to be ridiculed or laughed at. These statues really don't like the way you decided to dress this morning and are basically mocking you right in front of your face. This series of statues in Vancouver features at least a dozen bronze statues who can't resist the urge of making fun of you. Number 2. The Shark Dive. Did you think you had a bad day after your girlfriend yelled at you or you locked your keys in your car? Well, just be glad you're not this guy who had a shark crash in their house. This statue here in Oxford, United Kingdom is rather mind-boggling, and this house is going to need some serious repairs ASAP. And number 1. Buddhist sanctuary statues in Thailand. This Buddhist sanctuary is home to some of the most bizarre statues in the world. There's absolutely no explanation for their existence and are extremely disturbing. Here we see hairless, nude cannibal creatures, and one is eating a poor baby. Another one in the middle is throwing up. I could have continued my day without looking at this. I hope you enjoyed anyways.